Right, so I'm in my living room again because it's quite late at night and I'm trying to not wake people up. So, um, just a quick check-in. Um, First I want to say UFC 280 is probably the most underwhelming card I've ever watched in my entire life. Like I think everyone can agree. Um, it's unfortunate. Like we were all looking forward to it. It was like meant to be the best UFC card ever, whatever, and it wasn't too great. Um, but anyway, so I ended up listing my chip for sale on, I think it was like Thursday afternoon. I think it was around when the reviews came out. I just gave it a shot. I was like, screw it, I'll just list my chip again. Miraculously, I actually got a buyer. So funny enough, I was initially very happy about that because I did say I wanted to make a video and I even bought a tripod so I can do testing and stuff, like on camera, like live, so you can see all the process, like the process of it. So it's not like, there's no way of fluking it. Like everything will be transparent. Like it'll be impossible to fake. I'll probably fast forward the video if I figure that out because, otherwise it'll be like 3 hours long, if not longer. But yeah. So initially I was very happy about the fact that my chip had a buyer and that I could buy Raptor Lake, and I was thinking about, am I gonna buy the i9, the i7? I was just thinking about that, but then all of a sudden I started thinking more deeply and I was like, what, like, is this actually gonna work out well? So I went online and I started like just checking around and seeing if there was any like content yet on Raptor Lake, just to help, because it's always nice to have a guide. In DDR5 when it came out, I was kind of blind. Like I just kind of went in blind and decided to like figure it out myself. But it's always nice to have extra info from others online. And yeah, it's not looking too good. Apparently, Raptor Lake's actually not very easy to stabilize in terms of RAM shit, like on on my particular board with the newest BIOS, something weird is up. I don't know. Asus people have been having weird issues where they don't update their ME. Their freaking NVMe doesn't detect, so they can't boot into Windows. That's kind of wild. Someone else, I think on the EVJ forum, also had a problem with booting. Well, I've checked and I have the latest stuff, so it shouldn't be a problem. I did update all three BIOS chips to 2.01 on my dock because you need to update the BIOS. Now, by the way, if you update a BIOS, make sure to clear CMOS for like 30 seconds at least before you update the BIOS. There are some settings in the older BIOS file that will conflict with the new one, and I find that resetting CMOS before BIOS updates is crucial. Like it helps a crap ton. In fact, I sometimes reset the BIOS before and after, like just to make 100% sure. And I rarely have issues with BIOS updates. So I updated the BIOS on all three BIOS chips. I could boot the BIOS, so I didn't have the problem that some guys were having. I put my settings in. I did HCI Pro up to like 100% because I wasn't going to waste my time, but I figured I'd just check it just in case, it broke my RAM completely or something. It didn't. My RAM settings seemed to run fine on this BIOS. I did some testing, ran a game that I know I ran on the same NVIDIA drivers on the old BIOS. FPS was identical, exact same FPS, so I was pretty confident that the BIOS wasn't broken. I did some Geekbench 3 as well, just to make 100% sure, and yeah, performance was on point. So this 2.01 BIOS on the 1200K right now doesn't seem broken for me. It does seem broken for some people on Raptor Lake, but then some other guys figured it out and it was like better for them. Some guys were doing fine. A lot of guys are having problems with ADI, Hynix ADI, but then someone else said no, that they managed to get around it. I don't know. It's weird, man. There's a lot of weirdness. So fair warning, if you are upgrading to Raptor Lake, a lot of the boards right now are not for sale, the Z790 boards, and they're very expensive. So if you thought you were going to drop in a Raptor Lake chip and have no problems and just get a free performance upgrade or whatever, be wary because it does not seem that easy. Especially all the people that are like trying to lowball all the Lake chips right now. Like a lot of the guys that offered me for my i9, the mentality is like, oh yeah, Raptor Lake's faster, like lowball all the Lake because everyone should get Raptor Lake and I can just buy Raptor Lake. I'm not going to buy your chip because I'll just buy Raptor Lake. Okay, cool. Like, go for it. Like, you want to buy Raptor Lake, go for it. Like, it's chilled. On 690, if you want to drop one into your board. Number one, if the BIOS is not updated, it's not going to boot. Number two, the BIOS may or may not work properly. You may or may not have RAM problems. You may or may not have problems with the NVMe drive or whatever. A lot of weird issues going on right now. Honestly, in my opinion, my conspiracy theorist mind tells me that vendors do not optimize for more than one CPU generation. That doesn't mean that they're intentionally gimping performance. It just means that they can decide whether or not they want to optimize. They can support the generation. They can say they support it, and legally speaking, they do support it because you can drop the chip inside and boot the system and probably use it like a little bit. But if RAM like can't run properly and there's weird issues, then that's not their problem because they support it, but it's like they haven't optimized it and they have an obligation because they can always argue that, oh well, it's, you know, Z790 is the optimized platform, and it's like it's a chipset. It's not even, you know. But yeah, so things are looking good as long as some things fall in place financially speaking. And once the chip does sell on Tuesday, I will order a new chip. I probably won't get testing it until like maybe Thursday evening because I have to study. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and get the tuning done sometime between Thursday and Friday, and then do the benchmarks for Raptor Lake. I'll do the Alder Lake benchmarks first. I'll obviously present the results in the same video, but yeah, because I'm actually curious. I actually want to make this video because I'm really curious what I'll find, because like I said, the numbers I've been seeing are very strange. Like, I've been seeing a lot of weirdness. I just don't really understand why there's such a large discrepancy between what the actual performance uplifted is. Is very weird. Yeah, I would drop something below of like, which chip should I buy? But to be completely honest, me buying an i9 would not make a lot of sense because there's no real use for it. I'm not going to be doing 3D Mark anytime soon because the 4090 is expensive and, you know, you can't buy one secondhand yet. So I'm really considering just buying a 13700 KF because it's free performance. You know, if you get it for a good deal, like not too much more than a 1200K you sell, it's a good bit of performance for not much money. Now, yeah, so that's kind of the thing. I'm curious. I just don't want RAM problems. As long as I can get the same RAM speed, like I said on OCN to someone else, as long as you can get the same RAM speed, like you don't have to beat the RAM speed. As long as you can get the exact same RAM settings stable, it's fine because the IPC uplift should cover it in theory from what I'm seeing. So you don't need to get the performance from RAM. You can get the performance from just the cores. As long as the RAM stays on par with Alder Lake, it should be fine. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Anything else I want to say? Not really. Yeah, oh, wait. My friend Morgan, I'm heading to his house on Saturday, I think. It should be Saturday. It might not. It might be Sunday. I don't know. But I should be heading to his place soon. And I'm going to record myself tuning his DDR4 on Raptor Lake. So just going to see, you know, it's for fun because I'm going to be on DDR5 on the dock. So I'll have a video then with his stuff with Strix board, with some Strix DDR4 tuning, and we'll just see what we can do with his stuff. I'll be overclocking his chip on his Arctic 360. I've got the 420, so, you know, depending on if I get a better bin or not, but whatever. But, like, I should get better results because I have a 420. Yeah, if I have the i7 as well, we should probably get pretty similar results, to be honest. I'll probably also get i7. I don't think I'm buying i9. The IMC on the i7 is pretty good from what I'm seeing online. They clock pretty well. I don't think there's any point buying the i9. The i9 doesn't seem like there's a point. I mean, if you want the Cinnabit performance, if you want the you know, like the productivity stuff, you know, like the whatever Blender and Adobe and stuff, you know, all that stuff, then yeah, but otherwise the i7 is perfectly fine. I mean, if you had an i9 1200K before and you were fine with 16 cores, there's no reason why you would need 8 more E-cores. Yeah, so that's that, guys.